Hello, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Our center is called Cordelia Center for the Rehabilitation of Torture Victims, Hungary, Budapest.
This standard encourages organisations to prioritise training and capacity enhancement on a continuous and intentional way for staff and for volunteers. This can take many forms. It can be specialised training, evidence-based training, specific skills such as listening skills, interviewing skills, empathetic listening, anti-racism or gender. It can be a range of things.
One of the ways in which the Kovler Center builds organizational capacity is our clinical student training program. We have an opportunity to inspire young professionals to consider torture treatment in their futures by having supervised training experiences.
Organizational capacity is always changing according to the present political setting. Now we had to reduce the capacities due to the present political situation.
And obviously the nature of the program and the nature of the methodologies that you use will govern the types of skills and the types of capacity that staff and volunteers need. For Tree of Life, this is an integral part of the work we do. We have a very small core team and we invest very heavily in their capacity building and their ongoing skills development. And we also have a network of community volunteers, and they undergo a very intense and rigorous, robust training program of 2 years before they can work with the organisation fully as facilitators. And that's monitored, and their capacity is monitored on an annual basis. The training, we have ongoing debriefing sessions, case review sessions, case conferences, almost on a weekly basis if necessary.
The Kovler Center's clinical training program includes an annual cohort of both doctoral and master's level students. We emphasize collaborative, multidisciplinary approaches to treatment, and our students are integrated into our system of coordinating treatment services with case managers, psychiatrists, primary care providers, occupational therapists, interpreters, and when public health conditions allow, massage therapists and acupuncturists.
And we also make time in our work plans to ensure that the program's team and the community networks have time to come together and undergo trainings together, both internal and external. And we also make sure in all our project proposals and all our budgets that there is a budget line for staff development, capacity development, so that we can, as an organisation, organise training, and also that individual staff members can identify particular skills that they need to strengthen and enrol in external trainings.
Now, not everyone will choose a career in the torture treatment field, but many do. And it's gratifying to know that former trainees have sought employment in the torture treatment community, and some are supervising students now or on faculty at schools providing clinical degrees. Some have become lawyers who accept pro bono cases when possible, and we have a strong cohort of doctors who were trained as residents by volunteers doing medical forensic exams.
It's very much an integral part of what we do. And we also use our monitoring and evaluation data to identify areas where we feel we need to strengthen our work. As management, we are constantly in touch with organisations through the IRCT and through other networks. And we are making sure that our work meets ethical standards, it meets international standards and quality assurances, and that if we need to, that we can also make sure that we invest and learn more about what's happening both nationally, regionally and internationally in this sector. And that feeds into our capacity development training programs.
When we train professionals, we emphasize marshalling their existing skills and knowledge with the flexibility to modify how we work with survivors based on sensitivity to trauma, culture and gender, and a human rights frame. For example, we help legal professionals understand what trauma-sensitive interviewing entails in concrete terms. Be prepared to slow the pacing of the interview. Clarify the purpose of more sensitive questions and how their answers will be used. And when flexibility exists, give survivors choices about where to begin, where to end, where to sit, when to take a break, and more. Showing we care about their well-being signals our humanity. Sharing power signals our respect for their dignity and capacity. These concepts are really at the heart of our healing relationships with survivors. Thank you.